Have you ever seen a tree that looks tall and perfect but is actually controlled, cut just to look small? Dear students, what if I tell you that today's poem is not just about trees? Rather, it's about people as well. So, with this beautiful thought, I, Manika Garg, your English mentor and your friend who is here to guide you through this beautiful journey, welcomes all my munchkins, all my beautiful 9th graders to this first free session for you, my lovely people, and I really wish everyone a very good evening. So as I can see that shows among the students already, whosoever has joined till now. So yes, I want that fire emoji in the comment section. I want you to fill up the comment section with those fire emojis so that I can come to know about your excitement level, your Josh. So dear students, as this is going to be the first and the most beautiful class of all times, let me know how is the Josh among the students. So how are you, latest vibe? How are you, Sudeshna, Badri, Divya Rani, Srinivas, Shilpi, Balaji, latest vibe update. Oh, such a unique name. Tanmay, Scrum, Shanvi, Sai, and many others out there. Mind Pros. Nikhat, I should know your names here, right? Okay, so all my students are ready for the class. All my students are so high. So the Josh is so high to join the very first class. And I know that you people must be very, very excited. And yes, let me tell you, dear students, as this is our first class, right? But you are going to fall in love with English language and literature if you will be together with me over here, right? So this is just a beautiful phase. This is just a beautiful transition that you just experienced. You got promoted to class 9th and it is gonna be really beautiful. It is really gonna be very exciting. All your sessions would be so full of infotainment, right? Right, Jivika, light latest vibe, right, Saptak, Scrumdos, Sneha, Badri Narayan, all right, everybody, right? So before this, yes, I have already seen the Josh among the students through those fire emojis here, right? So the very first class that we are going to talk about is the very first poetry from your text, right, everybody? And here we have the title as the work of artifice, right, everybody? Now in the very first class, you already know me, you already know your teacher's name, and I have already told you one thing over here, that this is the very first class and you are going to love it, and this journey is really gonna be extremely beautiful, extremely exceptional, and supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, right? So Tanmay, Charitha, I hope everybody is ready to delve deep into the poem, right? So let's decode today's poem with the title as a work of artifice written by none other than March Piercy, right? So, right, Jivika, right, RK, right, latest vibe, Charitha? Okay, that's wonderful. So let's begin. So this, dear students, I have already given you a brief introduction about the class. And yes, one more thing I would like to share over here, right? So in all the classes that you would be there with me and I will always be there with you, I have just, I just don't want to discuss anything else over here, anything extra over here, but just a few expectations that I have from my students as well. See, dear students, English is such a subject, is such a scoring subject. If, practiced with a proper strategy, will definitely help you score wonderful marks in your exams, right? So, and yes, one more thing I would like to say over here, it's like you'll find so many teachers, you'll find so many videos on the internet who will keep pressurizing you, or watching those videos you will feel like as if we need to study in order to just get the better results, in order to just score the highest of marks. I will not let that pressure on you, and I will not let you people to feel that pressure, to experience that pressure, because for me, I would say marks are not important. Hard work is important, efforts are important, utilizing the best of your energy is important. Once you do that, leave the rest. Don't be pressurized, don't feel that pressure on you, don't let that pressure bother you at all. As this is the very first class, that's why I'm telling you this thing, right? Be consistent in whatever you do, keep working hard, put in the best of your efforts in whatever you do, and leave the rest, right, everybody? And this is the best strategy I've already told you. So, take a deep breath, feel calm, feel relaxed, and then start whatever you do. Okay, dear students. So RK says we needed someone like you. Oh, thank you so much. But yes, remember, I don't want my students to feel that pressure. It's like what my neighbor is doing, like if there is an auntie in the neighborhood, right, and what her son is doing, what her daughter is doing, and if she's scoring 95 plus marks, I have the I that doesn't mean that I should not be bothered about it. That doesn't mean that I have to score more than her or more than him, right? It's just that keep working hard in whatever you do, follow a proper strategy, follow a proper study schedule, but don't let anyone affect you in this phase, right? Don't get affected by anyone. I will say don't get affected by anyone, right? Keep working hard, keep doing your efforts, right? Make the best use of your time, make the best use of your potential, right? And leave the rest on God, right? And I know that all my students are going to come out with flying colors even in the last phase of examination, if we talk about that, right? Okay, Srimoy Das Bakshi, how are you? How are you, Saptak? Okay, thank you for your advice, ma'am. So please remember, you don't have to panic, you don't have to be underconfident, you don't have to get anxious. Why fear when Manika ma'am is here? We will be here together in this beautiful journey and we'll go through each and everything, right? So just leave everything on me, trust me and have faith on me, right? Together we are going to come out with flying colors, right? Whatever we do in this beautiful journey, even if there would be highs and lows, even if there would be some ups and downs, I will be there for you. I am standing right here in front of you. I am with you and I will be there for you, right, dear students? Now, I have some ritual in every class, every language and literature class, just because I don't want you people to feel underconfident. I don't want you people to get panic. I just want you people to feel highly motivated, right? Highly ecstatic, highly excited, right? That's why please, you wherever you are sitting, please recall these 5 positive affirmations with me before we begin with our session, right? That nobody is weak in English over here. All my students are supercalifragilistic, expialidocious in their own ways. So yes, recall after me that I speak with clarity and confidence, right? I learn and grow every day and that my mistakes help me improve. My ideas also matter and at last, I am capable, I am focused and I am extremely positive. Right, everyone? Remember these words, remember these sentences, and whenever you feel less motivated at times, whenever you feel sad, whenever you feel a bit anxious, whenever you feel a bit frightened in terms like if you're thinking too much about your preparation, don't bother, right? Don't bother yourself. Remember these 5 sentences and be calm. Take deep breaths whenever you feel panic, right? Whenever you feel that you have a lot to do, just take deep breaths and recall these 5 sentences which we have just discussed in our class. That I speak with clarity and confidence. I am confident. I am focused. I am bold. Right? Nobody can defeat me in the whole world. Right? I hope this is completely clear to everybody out there. How are you, Sanvi? How are you, random stuff? Random stuff, I should know your name as well so that I can call you in the class. Right? So definitely we are going to cover the very first poem. We are going to just, have all our sessions in a proper sequence. I have already told you this thing. So dear students, what is going to be the flow of our class? Definitely, as talking about this particular poem, we will try to understand the chapter. We'll try to understand the poem. We'll have a clear introduction of the poem, what is there in terms of its theme, in terms of its summary, in terms of its critical appreciation, in terms of its analysis, basically that you call, right? We'll have stanza-wise explanation. I will explain the whole poem to you in such a manner, in such a supercalifragilisticexpialidocious way, right? So that you will not face any problem at all. Then, we'll be getting through the theme and message of the poem, along with the poll time, which is the most demanding section of my students, right? So you are gonna love it, right? So we'll have poll time, we'll enjoy poll time as well. And at the same time, once our poem is done and once our poem is clear to you, we'll proceed towards all types of questions, right? Be it MCQ based questions, extract based questions, short questions, long questions, and based on some previous year types as well. So that the doubt is clear then and there itself. I hope I am pretty clear till this point of time. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me. Stay tuned till the very end so that you don't have to watch any other thing after attending this particular session, right everyone? So this is going to be really important, as this will definitely give you a gist of the entire poem as well, and nothing is going to be asked in your exam or your home exam or your class test or your any other CTs, right, beyond this, whatever we are discussing right now, right everyone? Now let's proceed towards our poem. Before this, I have a very important thing for all of you. Let's be a part of this beautiful activity where I have shared a riddle with you all. Let's find out the most appropriate word to unlock this riddle, to unlock the doors of this riddle. So just let's do it. I could grow tall, touch the sky, but someone keeps me small nearby. I look pretty neat and nice, yet my growth comes with a price. What am I? So what do you think should be the word that could unlock the doors to this puzzle? I want you to write in the comment section, think about it, use your brain, right? Sharpen your brain, be a part of this riddle, enjoy doing it, and tell me what it could be. Yes, Tanmay Gamer, we also completed Bonku Babu. See dear students, we will have classes in a proper order, in a proper chronological order, in a sequential order, so as to avoid any confusion among students, right? You already have the textbook, you can go through the index there, right? And there you will realize which is the first lesson, you will get to know which is the first lesson and how a proper sequence should be followed and what is the importance of that, right? So that things are not done randomly. And this is one of the most important part in terms of strategy. If we talk about, there has to be a proper strategy. Don't just start reading anything randomly. Don't just pick any chapter, any title randomly, I would suggest. There has to be a proper strategy, right? So I hope this thing is pretty clear to everybody. So what do you think? What is the most important word? Which is that most appropriate word that could unlock this puzzle? That could unlock this riddle? Okay, so Sampananandan says bonsai tree, Tanmay says bonsai, RK Nived says I didn't get a book. It's okay, no problem. If you still have not received the book yet, if you still could not procure it, it will be available soon. In some areas it might be a possibility it is going short, right? So don't worry about it. So okay, no problem. Yes, okay. So many students have already written in the comment section. They have written this. Bonsai tree. Do you really think it's correct option? Do you really think that is the key? It is the key to unlock this puzzle? Do you really feel it is the key to unlock this puzzle? Just write in the comment section fast. Do you really think it is the key to unlock this riddle? Alright, that's wonderful. Bonsai tree. That's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So I hope you must have got an idea now, right? So let's see further. Such a beautiful picture on screen, right in front of you over here, and the title says a work of artifice, a work of artifice. Now, when we come across this title, first of all, we should have a clear understanding of the word artifice. What does it mean? Artifice, when we say artifice. Despite the fact that the word has so many meanings, multiple meanings in different contexts. But here, if we talk about this poem, particularly if we talk about this poem exclusively, there are two different interpretations, right? Those have been used simultaneously. Let me tell you how. It is the work of skillful craftsmanship, or you can say skillful work of art that is done skillfully, right? And at the same time, it is used as a trick. It is used as a clever trick, right? Let's see how. And that how would we come to know about that? We would only come to know about those two interpretations once we read the poem. And I am going to do it for you, right? After this session, this poem is gonna be a cakewalk for you all, right? So yes, the writer is March Piercy. March Piercy. March Piercy. So remember this thing. Now, I am going to read the very first stanza for you all. First, let's have a look at this, right? Okay. So Darwin says, ma'am, I'm trying to take this class on my laptop, yet the website video loader doesn't seem to work. It displays an image of the YouTube logo. So what you can do is you can just try to refresh the connection, right? And then try to rejoin it, because the class is available on YT, right? So there should not be any problem, I believe, right? Still, if you feel the problem persists, then we would see it further. We would look into it further, right? So, but try to join it, try to refresh the connection, try to just, come out of the application and try to rejoin. Okay? Yes, clever trick to manipulate someone, and let's see how. So let me tell you a very important thing, that this poem is not just about bonsai. This poem is not just about trees. Rather, it's about individuals and specifically women, right? So before this, I want you to understand this poem not just about whatever we discuss in the class. Please keep a pen and paper to in hand to jot down all important pointers, because once you will get to see all this, once you will go through all these points that we would be discussing in the form of handwritten notes, definitely I assure you one thing, I promise you one thing, guys, that you are not going to face any single problem, right? Yes, thank you so much, Srimoy. Thank you so much. Ma'am, very nice presentation. Okay, poem not just right? Not just about bonsai tree. It's about and among individuals, if we talk about right, among individuals, if we talk about, it's about women particularly, and that's how we are going to decode it, and definitely we are going to love it, right? So we have Master, we have Tanmay, we have Sneha, Violet the Leo. Okay, I hope that's quite wonderful. That's actually wonderful. Yes. Okay, let's see it further. So, I'm going to read the very first beautiful stanza, these beautiful lines for you all my beautiful 9th graders. Right, everyone? The bonsai tree in the attractive pot, right, could have grown 80 feet tall on the side of a mountain till split by lightning. First of all, you have to remember one thing. What can be a question that could be asked based on the very first stanza, right? What in which person the poem is written? So the entire poem is written in third person, right? The entire poem is written from a third person's perspective, right? In third person. Got it? Except last two lines, in which the speaker, or which is written from a perspective of a second person. You need to remember this thing, right? So please remember whatever I'm telling you. These are very important details, everybody. Now, this first stanza, it begins with a sharp contrast. Sharp contrast. Right? With a sharp striking contrast. Which is that contrast? We are talking about trees over here, but what do we see in these initial two lines? And which is the natural place, which is the natural surrounding for trees, which is the natural habitat of trees? Ultimately natural surroundings, ultimately nature, ultimately forests, isn't it? But here what does we see? What do we see? The bonsai tree in the attractive pot. The pot has been called attractive, you see over here, right? Could have grown 80 feet tall on the side of a mountain till split by lightning. So what do we come to know? The bonsai tree which has been planted in an attractive pot indoors, or you can say inside a house, right? Otherwise the tree could have grown, otherwise the tree has the potential to grow to a very enormous height, that is of 80 feet tall. The tree, this bonsai tree, otherwise had the potential to grow at this height, right, to this height. So what do we come to know? The bonsai tree is planted in an attractive pot inside a house, right? Otherwise it could have grown to at least 80 feet tall, right? And the tree could have become so stronger that it could only be damaged by lightning. Can you imagine the sharp contrast here? Can you see the sharp striking contrast in these lines? We are talking about bonsai tree in house versus bonsai tree in forest. Got it? So the tree which has the potential to grow to at least a height of 80 feet tall has been planted in a small pot inside a house, right, so that it stops growing from there, and it has been put inside, it has been put indoors for attractive reasons, for decorative reasons, right? So what is the clearest explanation that has been given over here? Yes, there is a symbolic reference to the women and female that we would be discussing, but first of all try to understand the meaning first of all, right? So the miniature tree is planted in an attractive pot. What do we come to know? The tree has been planted inside the house, the tree has been planted indoors so that it remains restricted, so that it stops growing, isn't it? So what do we come to know? The miniature tree is planted in an attractive pot. The tree could have grown up to 80 feet tall if it has been planted in its natural state, right? So that is along the mountain side. The full grown tree would have been so strong if it had been planted, had the bonsai tree been planted in its natural surroundings, in its natural habitat, definitely it must have grown to 80 feet tall, right? Right? I hope everybody this is clear. Now it could only be damaged by lightning. So we have the word meanings itself. We have the word meanings. If there is any word that you find somewhat difficult, you can clearly get these word meanings here. Why these word meanings are given here? In order to enhance your word power, in order to enhance your vocabulary, so that you can just, go through these words, you can memorize these words, and you can try to just, use these words in your everyday speech and your everyday writing as well. And this way you will definitely write good answers in your answer scripts also, right? So yes, definitely random stuff. Attractive pot means beautiful flowers, right? I hope that's pretty clear to everybody. Agrat, Shubham, Pramil, Scrumdose, Violet, Random, Anshuman, Sanjeet, Srimoy. So I hope this is clear. All right, dear students, right? Let's proceed towards the next stanza. So I hope this is clear. The poem is written in third person except the last two lines which are written in second person. And what do we come to know seeing the first stanza? That there is a beautiful bonsai tree that has the potential to grow to an enormous height of 80 feet tall at least, has been put inside, has been put indoors in an attractive pot, right? So why? So that it stops growing. Otherwise, the tree has the potential to become so strong that nothing could damage the tree, nothing could destroy the tree except just the lightning, right? Now, next. But a gardener carefully pruned it. It's 9 inches high. Every day as he whittles back the branches, the gardener croons. A very important stanza. Why? Full of symbolic meaning, full of metaphors. Here, this gardener is not just the gardener. It represents society. Represents society. He is not just the gardener over here. We'll come to know about it, right? Let's see how. Carefully pruned it. Why the word has been written carefully? Let's see that as well. Pruned it. That means carefully trimmed it. Carefully cut it. Right? Carefully cut it. You are so humble, ma'am. Thank you so much. I just want you to understand every bit of the poem, every bit of the session, so that you may not have to face any problem, dear. Right, everyone? Now, let's see further. Carefully pruned it. So, why we had just, why there is symbolic meaning in this stanza? Why? This gardener is symbolic of society. This gardener is symbolic of all societal expectations, right? So, the way it has been presented to us, but a gardener carefully pruned it. Now, just see the manipulation in the poem, that a gardener who takes care, generally if we consider somebody is taking care of us, the one is not actually. The one is doing for his or her own selfish motive. Let's see what it is written. But a gardener carefully pruned it. It is 9 inches high. Just to stop its growth, just to stop the tree from growing further, right? And just to make it a miniature version of its potential, right? Let's see what the gardener did. He pruned it carefully, he trimmed it carefully, he cut it carefully, he controlled the tree carefully, right? It is 9 inches high so that it becomes only 9 inches high, right? So when it is put inside, the tree will be having a height of just 9 inches. Every day as he whittles back to the branches, the gardener croons. So every day he goes there and every day he tries to cut it, every day he tries to stop the growth, every day he's trying to cut the grown tree so carefully that, and it starts singing a very soft song, right? As if the gardener is talking to the tree. Let's see further. We have the word meanings as well. Prune, which means cut off to make something smaller. Whittles, reduce something in size. So the bonsai tree, which has the potential to grow at a very enormous height, has been cut by the gardener, has been controlled by the gardener in the name of attractiveness, right everybody? Yes. So whittle means reduce something in size, amount or extent by gradual series of steps. Croons means sings in a very soft manner. The gardener, while just cutting the tree, cutting this branch of the tree, is singing a soft song. So what do we come to know over here? Let's see. But instead of letting the tree grow tall as per its nature, what is the nature of the tree? To keep growing, right? But when the growth is being controlled by somebody, right, for some selfish reasons, let's see. A gardener carefully trims the plant so that the height of the plant is about 9 inches only. Every day he does the same and he sings a song softly. Now what does he actually sing? Let's come to know about that. The poem beautifully consists of 5 beautiful stanzas. Let me tell you, very simple explanation is there and you will find it so simple, dear students, right? Now let's see further. It's your nature to be small and cozy, domestic and weak. How lucky little tree to have a pot to grow in. Can you understand the extent of manipulation over here? Right? What's going on? Let's see. It's your nature. While singing a song, while trimming or while cutting the bonsai tree, while controlling the tree, what happens? The gardener sings a soft song, right? As if he's talking to the tree. What does he say? Let's see further. It's your nature. That it's your nature to be small and cozy. So he tries to manipulate the tree carefully. That it's very natural of you. Right? It's a part of your nature that you should be small and you should be cozy. You should just, take rest in the surroundings, indoor surroundings, right? Domestic and weak. How lucky little. Rather, he tried to manipulate and he wanted the tree to be thankful enough that you got a chance, you got a golden chance to be inside, to be in somebody's house for decorative reasons, for ornamental reasons, right? So let's see further. What does it mean? The gardener sings that nature has made the tree small and weak. So while cutting the tree, while cutting the bonsai tree, what does the gardener says? It's your nature to be small. It's your nature to be weak. This is how nature has made you, right? So you are not supposed to grow so long, right? You are not supposed to grow so long here. Now, let's see further that the tree is lucky and fortunate to have a pot in which it can grow. So, you should be thankful enough. You should be grateful that you got a chance to be inside a pot, right? And so that people will take good care of you. Got it? Cozy means without any difficulty. You got a comfortable space. Got it? So here I have already told you we are not just talking about bonsai trees. We are also talking about individuals. We are also talking about women over here. And why we are talking about women, that we will also see in the coming stanzas. Right? Patnaik, right Tanmay? I hope that is completely clear. Agratha? Ma'am, can you explain how it is related about women? As I told you here, the bonsai trees are not just trees. The poem is not just about trees. There is a very important metaphor that has been used. Here, bonsai tree stands for women specifically, who are being controlled by society, who are always controlled by societal expectations, right? That we will be studying in the stanzas to come. Don't worry about that. Yes, Srinivas writes, the gardener sings a very beautiful song to manipulate the tree. Exactly, this is what I am trying to explain. The gardener, while cutting the tree, while cutting the bonsai tree, sings a very beautiful song, sings a very soft song in a very soft voice, telling the tree that you should be thankful enough that you got a chance to be inside, you got a chance because it's your nature. It's a part of your nature to be weak. It's a part of your nature to just be there in the comfortable space of the home, right? Manipulate means when you try to sugarcoat somebody using your own words, using your own selfish motives, right? Exactly. So I hope this is pretty clear now. I could see so many comments in the comment section. We have bonding, manipulate means tricky. So we have Shubhade, Lion Princess. So Sanjeet, I hope this is pretty clear to everybody out there, right? Is this clear to everyone? Here bonsai tree stands as an extended metaphor for women specifically, right? Now let's see further. Stanza number 4. With living creatures, one must begin very early to waft their growth. Can you imagine in these previous lines, we were talking about the gardener who was trying to control the bonsai tree, who was trying to cut the bonsai tree, who was trying to stop its growth, who was trying to stop the tree from growing further, right? So likewise, what happens? It does not happen just with trees. Then he says with living creatures also it should also happen. One must begin very early to waft their growth. What is the meaning of this word wafts? To stop somebody's growth. So he says it should not just happen with the trees, it should happen with individuals also, right? So they should be controlled at an early age. You can relate this thing to yourself. Sometimes we just find our relatives just saying this thing to our parents, right, that you should control your child from a very early stage so that the one may not get diverted, so that the one may not lose control, isn't it? Can you just relate this thing to yourself? Have you ever found such a situation in which you feel somebody is trying to provoke your parents that आपका बेटा और आपकी बेटी बहुत ज़्यादा हाथों से निकल रहे, you have to gain control over the one? Do you also feel the same? Do you also feel the same? Has you ever faced any such situation in you feel your parents are being provoked by somebody else to keep a control over you, to keep a check on you, right? And that you should be controlled at a very early age, right? Since a very young early age, isn't it? So likewise, what do we come to know? That it is not just about the trees, it's about people, and specifically women as well. So he said this should not only happen in case of trees, it should happen in case of individuals as well. Right, Shrimoy? So I have just, ma'am, please explain again. Please repeat the explanation of this stanza. What I was telling you, this confinement, right, this careful pruning is not just confined to the bonsai tree. It also goes with the individuals. It also goes for the people. It also goes for the women specifically, right? So with living creatures also, this should happen the same thing. One must begin very early to waft their growth. That these individuals, specifically women, particularly we are talking about here, bonsai tree. I am writing here bonsai tree stands for women, right, who are being controlled by society, who are being controlled by societal expectations, who are just, society puts so many restrictions on women, isn't it? And they are being, manipulated and at all walks of life, telling that these are not the restrictions that are being put on them. Rather, they are being taken care, right? When when your parents put certain restrictions on you, do they say we are putting restrictions? No. They say that we are trying to take care of you, isn't it? Right, this example has been given just to make you understand. Your parents love you unconditionally, you know that. But what do you need to understand? What do you need to understand as per the norms of the society, as per the societal things, that if somebody comes to you and if somebody tries to control you in the name of taking care, there is a big difference between that, right? Isn't it? I hope you must have got it. Now, let's try to understand first. So with living creature, one must begin very early. Restriction must be imposed on individuals right from a very early age to stop them from growing to their full potential. So as if this is quite understood that these restrictions should be imposed on individuals as well, so that their full potential could not grow, Right, everyone? This stanza broadens the poem's metaphor beyond just the bonsai tree. I have already told you, bonsai tree is used as an extended metaphor for women. Why extended metaphor? Because it has not been compared directly. We are comparing it to individuals and specifically women over here. Right? Now, let's see further. So, it says, it suggests that the act of restricting and controlling growth is applied widely to living things, not just plants. So, when just the way the gardener was trying to control the growth of the plant, just the way the gardener was just, pruning, was trimming the bonsai tree so that it may not grow further. Likewise, he believes, this gardener believes, right, that the individuals must be stopped from growing and that there should be a check on them. They should be controlled on them. Yeah, they should be controlled by the society so that they may not grow to their fullest potential, isn't it? So, can you imagine the extent to which these societal expectations can distort our perception towards ourselves? Isn't it? Isn't it? Don't you feel? In the name of just taking care, in the name of just, being a well-wisher, somebody tries to control you. That is not a good thing. So, there is a thin line of distinction and that needs to be understood clearly. Right? Right? Juliet Madki? Okay, Shilpi Jain says I'm from Egypt. I hope that's pretty clear. Please let me know through a fire emoji in the comment section, everybody, if you have understood the poem till this point of time. Please be very, very clear till this point of time that what do we come to know about it, that bonsai tree is an extended metaphor for women, right? It is used as a symbol. Here it symbolizes women. Bonsai tree symbolizes women. Bonsai tree is used as a metaphor for women, and here gardener represents society. Here gardener represents society, right? So, what do we come to know about it? What do we come to know? That society or the societal expectations, this is how society can distort our own perception about ourselves, isn't it? The society will keep us in doubt, will make us in doubt our own potential, right? So, this is how somebody will just, try to influence. If somebody comes and tries to influence you through sugar-coated words, right? So, don't get influenced, right? Ma'am, bonsai tree is a metaphor. Exactly, it's a metaphor, dear students, right? It's a metaphor. So, please remember this thing. Now, this could refers to human or animals trained for specific purposes or any living being on this planet. What is the meaning of dwarf? Do we pronounce it as dwarf? No, it's pronounced as dwarf when you stop the growth of somebody, right? I hope that's pretty clear. Is that so? Is there any doubt till this point of time? Shall we proceed towards the next stanza? And still, if you want me to explain any other stanza that we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll do that. Please let me know, dear students. Or shall we proceed towards the last one? So, do you understand why did I just tell you this thing, that this poem is not just about trees? This poem is not just about the bonsai tree specifically, rather it's about people, it's about individuals, and that too women specifically, right? Here, bonsai tree stands for women. Bonsai tree is used as a metaphor for women. Bonsai tree symbolizes women. So, we can say that there are certain symbols that have been used in the poem, and gardener is used as a symbol to depict society, right? To depict society. Got it? And this is how we have been shown that how manipulation works over here. The gardener just, while singing the soft song, talks to the bonsai tree and says, it is your pleasure. You should be grateful. You should be thankful enough, right, that you got a golden chance to be placed in a pot, in an attractive post, in a house, right? What does that living creatures? It means humans and animals, right? I hope this is pretty clear. Got it. Now, we are going to proceed towards the last stanza. Very, very important. Very, very important. Each and every line of this poem is important, let me tell you. Let's see. Dwarf doesn't just mean the short person, right? It can be used even as a verb at times, just like we have done in case of this poem. Got it? Now, the bound feet, the crippled brain. Now comes one of the most important stanzas over here. Now comes one of the most important references. The crippled brain, the hair in curlers, the hands you love to touch. Who are being referred to here? The bound feet. Do you know there is a special reference to this particular phrase over here? Right? The bound feet. there used to be a practice that was prevalent in China where girls were, they used to do, their feet were bound to restrict their growth. This was the practice that was prevalent in China in history, right? So that's why this has been used. The bound feet, whose feet are we talking about? Women's feet, right? The crippled brain. Why crippled brain? What is the meaning of crippled? Handicapped. They were not given the power to think. They were not given the liberty to think, right? We have the hair in curlers. Why the hair were bound in curlers? Why the hair were bound in curlers? Right? The hands you love to touch. So the biggest irony over here, biggest irony of all times. Why? At the same time, when we say the bound feet, when we say the crippled brain, when we say the hair in colors, and you say that you got the hands to touch, the hands you love to touch, right? So there is an irony over here. Now, why did I tell you that these two lines are written in the second person? Why I said this thing? Now you can easily figure it out, right? The whole poem is written in the third stanza, just except these two lines which are written in the second person, right? Got it? So let's see. The bound feet. Like a tree, a woman from a very young age is kept in control. A woman is always expected to be in control. A woman is always expected to behave in a certain manner. You must have noticed this thing. People will say, you are a girl, behave like one. Right? Even if a boy starts crying, what if somebody will criticize saying, don't cry like a girl, right? So a girl is, right, since the time immemorial, a girl or a woman or a lady is expected to behave in a certain manner, isn't it? If you are going out, you are a girl, take care, you are not allowed to go. If a girl stays out till late, you are not allowed to do that just on a certain ground that you are a girl, right? If you keep crying a lot, you are being called a girl, isn't it? So you must have noticed all these things. So I hope these things are quite relatable. So why the society expect women to behave in a certain manner? They want them to be crippled. They want their brains to be crippled. They don't want to give any independence to women, right? They don't want to give the liberty and fundamental rights to women even, isn't it? So that you need to understand over here. Now, so here the poet gives examples of how their growth is hampered by binding their feet, brainwashing them and putting their hair in curlers. So at the same time, just like the gardener was just, trying to brainwash this bonsai tree, that you should be thankful enough that you got a chance to be here, to be put inside the tree, that you got placed, you got planted in this beautiful pot. Likewise, the society also tries to sugarcoat, right? Use sugar-coated words. The society also tries to manipulate women's section, women's strata particularly, right? Like what is good for you, what is not good for you, right? So on this certain ground. Now in the last line, the poet likely scolds the gardener for destroying what he loves to touch. So now in these two lines, the poet is criticizing the gardener, right? For first of all, criticizing. Why this poet is criticizing the gardener in these two lines? That you are actually just, binding their feet. You want to bind girls' feet. You want to make their brains crippled, you want to stop them from growing further, and these are the hands, these are those hands, these are the same hands that you want to touch, that you want to take care, right? Let's see what he says. But he says in the last line, the poet likely scolds the gardener, destroying what he loves to touch. Are you actually trying to destroy those individuals, specifically women, who you actually love to touch, right? So don't you think a great level of manipulation is there, a great level of exploitation is there? Don't you think so? Don't you think so, dear students? Please let me know through the comment section over here. Yes, tell me fast. Okay, tell me fast. Have you already understood? So RCBN, please let me know if there is any single doubt that you feel you have. I will definitely explain it right away over here. Right, dear students? So such a big irony is there. One of the biggest ironies of all the times. It's like the hands that you actually love to touch and you are trying to manipulate them. Right? You are trying to manipulate them. Stating like what is good for you, what is not good for you. It's just that the society doesn't give the scope to women to grow further. Isn't it? Oh, all right, all right. Okay, now. Next. So what we are going to analyze the title, we are going to know the aptness of the title, we are going to know the justification of the title over here. Artifice is something created by skill. I have already told you there are two different interpretations of this word. One is skillful craftsmanship, beautiful work of art. At the same time, here this work has been used to deceive somebody. And who is used to deceive over here? It is to deceive women specifically. It is used to deceive individuals, right? Now let's see further. Artifice is something created by skill, often in a way that deceives or misrepresents something else, just like we have seen in case of bonsai tree, right? The poem uses the bonsai tree as a metaphor for individuals who are shaped and controlled by societal expectations. So there is a great difference. Society considers men and women to be extremely different. They have their own roles to play. Women are expected to behave in a certain manner, men are expected to behave in a certain manner, right? Right? I hope this is pretty clear. I hope that's pretty clear. Now, let's see further. So, the shaping process in artifice because it creates restricted, unnatural version of what the individual could be. The gardener's act of pruning and soothing words are a form of artifice. It's just like when you are trying to, when you have slapped somebody and now you are trying to justify your action. You are trying to calm down the person. Isn't it? Isn't it? So Saptak says, ma'am, your teaching skills are next level. Thank you so much, Saptak. I just want you to understand every line, every single word of the poem, right? And if I am successful in doing so, then definitely that's what I just want. Right, everyone? Okay. So, the shaping process in artifice, why? Is a big deceive. It's a big manipulation. Right? So, try to understand what's that. Now, because it creates a restricted, unnatural version of what the individual could be. The gardener's act of pruning, and what is in the meaning of word pruning? It means trimming, it means cutting, right, in a very careful manner. And the soothing words are a form of artifice, creating an illusion of care while actually limiting the tree's potential. Now, do you understand the nature of such people? Let's relate it, right? Could you just understand the nature of such people who pretend to be your well-wishers, but they're actually not. They're actually jealous of you, right? So just see the bonsai tree, which is so powerful, right, which has the potential to grow to a very enormous height, is being controlled by this gardener, and while pruning it carefully, while cutting the tree carefully, at the same time the gardener sings a very soft song telling the tree that you should be thankful enough that you got a chance to be planted inside a beautiful pot, isn't it, inside a house. Can you imagine the sugar-coated words of this gardener who is trying to manipulate the tree with his own words? Isn't it, dear students? Right? So, take care. Got it? So, let's see. The gardener's act of pruning and the soothing words are a form of artifice. I have already told you. I hope there is no confusion. I hope there is no problem at all. Right? Is that clear? Is that clear to everyone out there? I hope that's pretty clear. I hope that's pretty clear. So please let me know through a fire emoji in the comment section, or you should also drop a heart emoji so that I can also come to know that yes, definitely you got to know the poem better. Is that clear to everybody out there? Thank you, Badri Narayans, for saying or considering me like that. So he says, ma'am, you teach very good. And you are a very good student as well if you are able to understand everything. Yes, we'll also be discussing Julius Caesar as well once we are done with the poems and some lessons at the same time. So misrepresent means when you just, create a different picture of somebody or something, right? When you create a false image of something, misrepresent. All right, I could see those fire and heart emojis in the comment section. And I'm so happy to see that. Scrumdos, ma'am, you teach so well. Prashant, latest vibe. We have Tanmay over here. We have Saptak. We have Prabhat. Please let me know which line, which word, which stanza you have problem in so that I can come to know and I can explain it right away. Hi Priya. Hi latest vibe. Hi Sanjeet. So we'll be discussing the summary as well. Please don't worry about it. But first of all, I would like to know the central idea, right? The poem, the initial lines, the initial stanza sets the stage for the central theme of the poem. And what's that? The sharp contrast that we discussed. What is that sharp contrast? The nature of the tree when it grows, how it grows to a very enormous height when it is put inside, when it is put in its natural habitat versus When it is put inside a house in an attractive pot. Right? Yes, definitely. Your DPP will be given after each class. Don't worry, you will be given more than enough questions to practice. Right? Pranati Palai, ma'am, you teach very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Hi, Adhya. Okay, latest 5 means Adhya. Your name is Adhya. Sunita, thank you for such a wonderful compliment. Okay, so I hope that's pretty clear. Shall we proceed further? Yes, definitely. It's for ICSE students, Miraz. Right? Stanza number 5, second line, ma'am. So see, stanza number 5, second line. A very good question, right? The crippled brain. When women are not, just when women are being manipulated, when they are not allowed to think independently, that means their brains are crippled. Their brains, they are made to, they are brainwashed. They are brainwashed, right? When they are when they are taught to be dependent on somebody, right? Right? It might be a possibility, Sanjay, that yesterday, okay, so this is your first class. I don't know whichever the class you attended yesterday, right? So which class subject you had yesterday? It might be an introductory class. That's why you were not given any DPPs. Okay, was it physics, biochemistry? Hi, Adya. All right. Got it, dear students? So I hope that's pretty clear now. So crippled brain, when women are being brainwashed, they are being just manipulated on certain grounds. They are not told this thing directly by the society that you are not allowed to do this. They are being sugar coated. They are being used with sugar coated words. So you had your bio class. It might be an introductory class to give you a brief overview of the structure, right? Still, we'll talk to the team. If the DPPs were not provided, definitely we'll let you know about the same, right, everybody? Yes, definitely we'll be discussing the themes and mood of the poem. How can we forget that? Don't worry, students. We just got done with our explanation of the stanzas. The poem consists of 5 beautiful stanzas, and let's see further what is there, right? I hope it's pretty clear. Now, let's see further. So what we were discussing, it creates a restricted, unnatural version of what the individual could be. The gardener's act of pruning and soothing words are a form of artifice, art, word of deceive, right? And creating an illusion of care while somebody is actually not taking care. It is just creating an illusion of care, right? But where there is no care anywhere, right? Now, let's see further. So what is the narration style? A very good and a very important question that was asked by somebody, right, in the comment section. Ma'am, are we going to discuss the theme and the theme, the tone and the narrative style? What is the style of the poem? The poem is written in the third person, I have already told you, but the last 2 lines are in the second person. What does it mean when we say third person and second person? Being a third person, you just read a poem, you read a composition, but when you see somebody else in some second person is involved in, just like we have seen in case of the last 2 lines, right? Got it? So here in the last 2 lines, the poet has got involved himself and he's criticizing the gardener to behave like that. It's like you don't want the women to be independent and you want to control people, you want to control, just like the way you want to control the bonsai tree, right? Right? Okay, now let's see further. Here we are going to discuss those important literary devices which we have been just discussing throughout since the beginning of the session, right? So Tamaji says, ma'am, please explain third line of the stanza number 5. Crippled brain, right? Bound feet, when women are not allowed to go anywhere, when we are not allowed to just enjoy freedom, when women are not allowed to speak freely, when women are not allowed to behave freely, when women are being brainwashed, right? And in order just to tell them that how they are expected to behave in a certain manner, following the norms of the society, that they have to behave ethically, right? So things like that. So I hope we have just discussed enough of the poem. Now it's the time to just understand these important literary devices, because this poem is full of symbols, this poem is full of metaphors, this poem is full of irony as well, right? So let's try to understand. Yes, so somebody says, ma'am, please speak in Hindi, dear student. So see, this is a pure English batch, yeah, and ultimately you are going to just appear for your exam in English only. So please try to make the most out of it. try to just, listen to me attentively so that you can also learn to practice, and so that you can also learn to speak and learn to write in the same manner. Because English comes from practice only. Your communication skills will be improved, will get improved only if you listen to these type of lectures, only if you listen to the podcasts, right? So this is the best way to practice. Don't be habitual of getting spoon fed. It's like just like how you used to be in your previous years of teaching, right? So this is very, very important. Got it? Now let's see further. So extended metaphor, I have already told you, the poem compares a woman to a bonsai tree. Got it? I hope that's pretty clear. Central device of the poem. Why central device? The title of the poem, a work of artifice, the main thing in the poem around which the whole poem revolves is an extended metaphor, right? Then we have symbolism over here. Bonsai tree becomes the symbol of women in the society, where gardener represents society itself, and pruning means restrictions that are put on individuals and specifically women, right? Now, so I hope this is pretty clear. Then we have irony. Let's see what's that. The tree is admired for being small. How can you just, cut somebody's growth? How can you just, stop somebody from growing? And at the same time, you are trying to brainwash the person. You are trying to brainwash the creature, which is a part of nature. Trees are also, after all, a part of nature only, right? So the tree is being admired for being small. After the gardener has pruned it, after the gardener has cut it, and has stopped its growth, see what the gardener says. You should be thankful enough that you are here, and you look so great when you are small, right? You look so great, and it's your space to be. When you are weak, it's your nature to be weak. How can the gardener say it's your nature to be weak? A caretaker of nature, a caretaker of plants, how can he manipulate the tree in such a manner with these words that it's your nature to be calm, it's your nature to be weak, it's your nature to be cozy, right? Which is not right. Right? Now, let's see further. But its smallness is actually a result of suppression. It's just that the gardener tries to suppress the growth of the tree. And in the wake of that suppression, he's using his sugar-coated words, and he's trying to manipulate the tree. Right? Now, let's see further imagery. Since this poem is based on nature, this poem is based on living creatures, it's definitely imagery has been used here. What is imagery? When you visualize something, when you close your eyes and you visualize something, when you could create mental images of something in your mind, definitely there is imagery, right? Now, free verse. What do you mean when we say free verse? Dear students, let me tell you, don't take it lightly. This is one of the most important poems given in your textbook. A very simple but a very important poem, right? So all these literary devices are very, very important. You can be asked any question based on anything. It's like, that this poem has metaphor, this poem is full of symbols, this poem is full of irony as well, right? So the poem is written in free verse. That means there is no fixed rhyme scheme. There is no fixed rhyme scheme in the stanzas. You cannot put a fixed rhyme scheme in a particular stanza there, right? So the poem is written in written in free verse. No fixed rhyme or no rhythm is there. Make the poem feel natural and direct. So it, connects with the reader directly. Right? The ones I was teaching you, when I was teaching you this poem, even I could relate it to myself, being a woman, being a lady, isn't it? Being a girl, right? So likewise, this is full of metaphors, this is full of symbolism, right? Even if you don't want to listen, I will get this thing through your head, right? When you will listen to me attentively multiple times, definitely these things will directly go into your head, willingly or unwillingly, right? So I'm going to do it for you people, right? Now, further. Now we are going to do the best part, which is the most demanding one among students, because you people take so much of interest in poll section. It's a time to be a part of those polls, right? I hope everybody is ready. I hope everybody is ready. Drop the fire emojis in the comment section if you are ready. I should also know this thing. Are you ready? Let me know. Let me know. Are you ready? All right. Let's do it. The very first question. Let's see how much you have understood, right? Okay. I'm going to raise the poll for you people over here. It's just started. What does the bonsai tree represent in the poem? It talks about symbolism. It talks about metaphor. You have the 4 options on screen. Now tell me which is the most appropriate one. I am going to stop the poll in the next few seconds. I'm going to stop it. Okay, the comment section is filled with so many comments. Okay. So you have started writing in the comment section. Are you just attending polls over here? Okay, now the poll stopped and let's choose the best option. What is the bonsai tree? I am choosing this one. Let's see how many of you chose this. Wow, 96.67% students. So we have Juliet over here. That's wonderful. Just answer in 19 seconds. Here we have Juliet. Here we have Tanisha. And here we have the third one who could answer this in 20 seconds. Here we have Siddharth. Wonderful, dear students. Wonderful. Pat yourself on the back. You did a wonderful job. You could answer this question within few seconds only. Right? Next question on screen. Here we have the gardener in the poem is a symbol of. Now, as I told you, this poem is full of symbolism. This poem is full of metaphors. Let's see now. Poll started. Nature, society controlling women, careless person or a scientist? A scientist, is there? All right, have you started choosing polls? Let's do it now. I would like to choose, and the poll is going to be stopped. Make it fast, dear students. I'm going to stop it now. And here, let me choose the B option and let me see how many of you could choose. Wow, I'm so shocked to see this response, this wonderful response that came from all the students, everyone. That's wonderful. 100% response on this particular answer. Wow. Did I teach so wonderfully that you took no time? You took hardly any time to answer this MCQ based question, right? I'm so shocked. Literally, just tell me in the comment section fast. Is the poem completely clear to everybody out there? I'm shocked to see that. 100% response in the comment section. That's a wonderful sign, dear students. Is that clear to everyone? That's great. Now, let's see the next one. What does pruning symbolize? Symbolize. We are not asking the literal meaning here. We are talking about symbolism over pruning, which means cutting something. We are not talking about the literal meaning. We are talking about the symbolism over here. So, is it about decoration? Is it about growth? Is it about restrictions and control? Is it about literal? Let me write here. We are not talking about literal meaning. No. We are talking about symbolic meaning. Right? Keeping in mind this particular thing, you have to answer. Now, let's do it. All right. So, here we have, I'm going to stop it. Okay. Ma'am, your teaching skills are so gotted. I have got the greatest students as well. C, okay. I'm not going to disclose anybody's option over here. Let's choose it now. Let's choose this one, C, and see the result. 96.77% students. Here we have Sanjeet, here we have Dr. Balaji Patnaik, here we have latest wife. That's wonderful, everyone. A good job, right? To all other students as well who are on the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, 9th and 10th positions, right? A big shout out to everyone over there. A big shout out to all these 3 students who could just, answer this question in the least possible time. So, the most appropriate answer to this question is this. Next one. Now, let's see further. What is the central idea of the poem? What is the underlying idea? Or you can say, what if somebody asks you about underlying idea? Right? Nature should be controlled. Beauty lies in small things. Society limits true potential. Gardening is an art. Please be very well aware while you answer this particular question. This is a very important question, and the one who has understood this and will answer this correctly would have understood the whole poem. Right? So choose your option very carefully. So now let's see further. So here, shall we choose the option? Dear students, shall we do it? Okay, I have seen your response in the comment section and I'm so overwhelmed to see that. Right? So let's choose this. I'm going to choose the C part and let's see whether it's correct or not. That's wonderful to see this view leaderboard. Let's have a look at it. So this is your leaderboard. Here you can see 36 students answered correctly. 36 students answered correctly. Here we have Shahiba, a new name. That's actually wonderful. Here we have Agratha. Here we have Sai. Wait, dear student. Yes. So here we have these many names. Till now, whichever polls you attended, right? These are the students who could answer these many questions over here. Here we have Balaji, here we have Yogendra Prasad, here we have Anushka, right? So although so many other students are also there, you can just check your ranks over here and please try to improve, dear students. These three students are the ones who have answered this question in the least possible time, right? So here we have Dr. Balaji, here we have Yogendra, here we have Anushka. So we already have our name, we already have your name, Anushka, over here. Questions attempted 4 and correct answers 4. Questions attempted 4, correct answer 4, right? So I would like to know your actual name, Dr. Balaji Patnaik and Yogendra Prasad Srivastav as well. So please let me know in the comment section which are your names. Okay, we have Sanvi over here, Dr. Balaji Patnaik. That's wonderful. Pat yourself on the back, Sanvi. You did a wonderful job, right? So then we have Yogendra Prasad Srivastav. What is your actual name? I think. Okay. Are you there? Yes, Anvi, I got it. I got it, Sanvi. That's a wonderful thing. I've already seen your name, right? So these are all the students. You can just check your names. I will just, take all the students' name. Got it? See, let's see. Dr. Balaji Patnaik, here we have Sanvi, we have Yogendra, we have Anushka, Nilang, Srividya, Tanmay, Tanisha, Monika, Ashi, Siddharth Kumar Singh. Here we have Badri Narayan, we have The Toast, we have Sampan Anandan, we have latest vibe update. That's wonderful. You attempted, despite the fact that you attempted 3, but all 3 were correct, right? So then we have Shilpi. Over here, we have Sai, we have Divya, we have Sunita, we have Jesus is not our, okay. Then we have Malhar Chavan, then we have Tejasvi Singh, we have Agratha, we have Sneha Kumari, we have Prabhat, Kids Bonding. What is that name, Kids Bonding? Kids Bonding, right? Then we have Juliet Madhikia, then we have Anandita, we have Tamanjina, we have Saptak, wonderful, right? We have Every Based, we have Shanvi, we have Sanjeet, Ragini, Lion Princess, we have Vipin, we have Pranati, we have Dawn in, right? We have Scramdos, we have Asganes, we have Kanishka, Aditya, Mine, we have Pramil, Srimoy, who are newly joined. So warm welcome to these newly joined students who just joined us, right? We have Srimoy, Ashirai, we have Mohammad Asif, we have Prasad Kumar Kulkarni, we have Piyush, we have Kiran, we have Jivika Chinmay who joined us newly. A warm welcome to all these students, a warm welcome to Arush, to Srinivas, to Merul, to Chinmay, to Jivika as well. A warm welcome to our class. Right, everybody? So I hope everything is clear till this point of time. All right. So now let's see this. Next question, which is very, very important, dear students. What does the bonsai tree symbolize? I have already told you one thing over here. Whichever questions you would see in your exams, those will definitely relate to either symbolism or metaphor, right? Or you can be asked a question based on irony in the last 2 lines. Right? irony when the gardener says, despite the fact that I'll write it more elaboratedly here. Okay. I will write as pointers, right? I hope that's pretty clear. All right. Next question. Why does the gardener who does the gardener represent? Society or patriarchal control? Societal expectations you can also write, right? Societal expectations you can also write here. Got it, everyone? Next. Dear students, we are going to have one more riddle. Don't worry about it. Now, short questions. How does the poet show that the bonsai tree's growth is unnatural? The tree is deliberately pruned. It is being manually pruned. It is not in the nature of a bonsai tree to be so small, to be so short, right? The nature of a bonsai tree is to grow to a very enormous height, say at 80 feet at least, right? So it has been cut, it has been trimmed by the gardener, right? Then we have, why is the bonsai tree kept in an attractive pot? To make restrictions, to impose restrictions on it, but at the same time, the gardener does not want the bonsai tree to let to know that it has been restricted, right? So, like that. What is ironic? See, I have told you that three important things about the poem: irony, metaphor, and symbolism. And likewise, we have three questions in a proper sequence about the same, right? Now, let's see. Its beauty comes from suppression, not natural growth. What is the ironic thing? The ironic thing is that its beauty comes from suppression. Can it be possible? Can suppression leads to beauty? Can suppression lead to beauty in any case? Never. So there is irony over here. Next we have, how does society makes restrictions appear natural? By continuously trying to control a person or a thing or an individual, and by trying to shape it, right? By trying to manipulate it, right? Like that. Then what message does the poem convey about the gender roles? It criticizes how women are conditioned, how women are being shaped, how lives of the women are being shaped, how they are being controlled, how they are being manipulated to accept limited roles, how they are not allowed to do certain things, how they are expected to behave in a certain manner, right? So you have to take care of these things. Next. Long answer type questions. Explain the extended metaphor used in the poem. Again, this is talking about extended metaphor. So, bonsai tree has been used as an extended metaphor for women specifically, right? Just as tree is pruned and restricted, just a tree is being carefully cut, trimmed, you can say. Right? Women are shaped by societal expectations. They are expected to behave, right, in a proper manner. So their true potential is suppressed and this control is presented as natural and desirable. This has been justified by the gardener. This has been justified by the society, right? Ma'am, you are a cutie. Thank you so much. Okay, you are also a cutie, right? All right. Then how does the poem highlight the theme of suppressed potential? Suppressed potential, a very important theme in terms of poem if we talk about. Thank you, latest wife, ma'am, you teach so good. I want you to understand now everything. What if I start asking questions related to the poem? You should be in a position to just, answer every question instantly, I would say. Right? Now, this line could grow 80 feet tall. Shows that tree's natural ability is to grow at a very high pace, is to grow to a very enormous height. Still it has been suppressed just because it has been controlled, it has been cut, it has been trimmed, it has been pruned very carefully by the gardener. No personification has been used in this particular poem. The poem majorly puts more emphasis on symbolism, extended metaphor and irony. Remember these three things, right? Right? Now, discuss the role of the gardener in the poem. The gardener symbolizes society which controls, shapes and restricts women's growth. This control is subtle and continuous, making it seem natural. It is not visible. It is not direct, right? It is not direct. It is not visible. But the process is gradual, it's slow and it's invisible, right? So, please remember this thing. Next we have another question, and yes, why it has been titled as long question, because don't consider that you have to write only this much. These answers are just for your references. You can take the references of these keywords and frame your own long question answers, right? I'll also be telling you the best way to present your long answers when it will be your exam time. Don't limit your long answers to be up to these 2 to 3 lines. You have to elaborate, you have to describe. These are just for reference purpose, so that you can just get an idea how you are supposed to write, how you're supposed to introduce your answer, right? Now, how does the poet use irony again? The whole poem revolves around irony, metaphor and symbolism, right everyone? So I hope by the time it's completely clear, right? Next, higher order thinking skills questions, which are exactly very important. Do you think the bonsai tree is happy? Justify your answer, where you can be asked to just answer based on your particular understanding. Do you think it is justified? For me, though, it's not justified at all, right? Right? Much love to you as well, Sunita. Okay, sending so many hearts emojis. I love you too. Okay. Now, do you think the bonsai tree is happy? Justify your answer. No, because it's denied natural growth and freedom, symbolizing suppressed identity. How can you just, justify the act of gardener cutting or pruning the tree? We can never justify that, right? Now, can you relate the poem's theme to modern society? Definitely it is related to. Yes, even today, societal expectations limit choices and ambitions in case of women. Why is the title, A Work of Artifice, appropriate? Yes, there can be another important question which is related to the appropriateness or the aptness of the title. You will be asked to justify title in your own way, and how would you do that? Because the beauty and growth of the bonsai tree, which represents women actually, are artificially created. The beauty is being created artificially. Otherwise, the gardener wants to suppress the growth of the tree, just like the society wants to suppress the growth of women. Right? Okay, Jyoti. I hope that's quite that's quite understood, right? So gardener represents society over here, Abhinav. Gardener represents society. Extract based questions now. You would be given certain lines from the extract, from the poem, from the text, and you will be asked based on the questions based on the same, right? So Shrimoy writes, ma'am, you are so cute and I like your teaching style. So that means Shrimoy is going to get full marks this time and is all ready to make me the happiest person over here, right, Shrimoy? Okay. Okay, Jyoti writes, yes, cutie ma'am. So I got a new name, cutie ma'am, right? Now, what does this line suggest? Society convinces women that limitation is natural. It's your nature to be small and cozy. Again, there is a very deep meaning behind these lines. Very ironical. He says it's your nature to be small. How can the gardener, who is a caretaker of the nature, can just, manipulate the tree, saying that it's your nature to be small and cozy? It's not like that, right? It's very bad. So there is irony over here. What does this line suggest? Society convinces women that limitation is natural. So when you are limiting somebody, when you are making something or somebody confined, and at the same time you are trying to justify your action, right? Right? Now, let's see further. So one line revision pointer, very important. The poem exposes how society trims women's potential and calls it beauty. Do you understand? What do you think? If you are being put behind those, if you are being made behind those four walls, if women are being made confined within those four walls of the society, if they won't be allowed to work out, if they won't be allowed to enjoy their freedom, and still they would be called as if it is just to shape their identities, right? There is a big difference between shaping somebody or criticizing somebody or limiting somebody, isn't it? So that difference needs to be understood, right everyone? So that has to be made clear. Next, again I told you we will be having one more riddle now based on the understanding of the poem. Now let's answer this as well. Let's unlock the key to this particular riddle as well. So I say you are small, I say you are weak, I shape your thoughts, I guide what you seek. You think it's natural, but it's not true. I control the limits placed on you. What am I? Think about it and let me know. Yes, Shrimoy? Ma'am, is there any reason for society to do this, or just jealousy, or just fear of getting overtaken? See, in a male dominated society, in a patriarchal society, women hardly get any scope to just, grow and prove themselves, right? This is how society is. And this is how society works on a certain pattern, right? Okay, Saptak. So I have started getting comments. Okay. Are you sure this is the answer? I'm not going to disclose anybody's answer over here. Otherwise, other students also get a chance to sneak peek. So do you think it's the right answer that you people are posting in the comment section? Oh my God, award for best English teacher. Thank you. Okay. Latest vibe, we have Srividya, we have Priya, we have Tanmay, we have latest vibe, we have Yogendra, we have Priya, we have, okay, Saptak. Are you sure? Are you sure? Okay, let's see. I am going to write the word over here. Okay, I'm going to do one thing, right? You have to pick the word correctly. Now, let's do it now. You got a hint over here? Master School Sanjeet. What is to be written over here? You got it right. Okay, so all the students have already posted this thing in the comment section. Clearly, society is the word. Society is the key to unlock this puzzle. All right. All right, dear students. Now, homework. What is there in the homework? Nothing much. It's just that whatever we have done in the class, please read the text and practice questions. Questions done in the class. Right, dear students? So, this is your homework. All right. This is your homework. So, please take good care of it. Got it, dear students? Please take care of it. Right? And along with this, please remember these three things, that here bonsai tree symbolizes women, right? Gardener symbolizes society. All right, gardener symbolizes society. Please remember these things. Do not forget these things. All right, I hope this is pretty clear. I hope this is pretty clear to everybody. And three major devices have been used over here. Irony, metaphor, and symbolism. Dear students, one more important thing, please do not forget to join our WhatsApp channel, BW Foundation English channel. That will definitely help you with all these many pointers. You will get to have all important access to all information, right everybody? So please do not forget to join it. And yes, With this, I take a leave, and I really hope that all my students actually enjoyed the session. Please drop a heart emoji fast in the comment section if you actually enjoyed the very first class of English literature over here. Please drop your fire emojis in the comment section. Thank you so much. Ma'am, you teach so good. Your teaching skills. Okay. Yes, please let me know through a heart emoji whether you actually understood everything. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for this. Thank you. Even I should be thankful enough to all of you for having listening to me so patiently over here. Right? So your comments got full. Okay, ma'am, thank you for teaching us the hidden golden knowledge about this poem. It really helped me a lot. Wow, that's wonderful if you have understood every bit of it. And I want you to just, score wonderful marks. Thank you, Shri Yadav. Thank you, Sunita. Thank you, Ashi. Thanks, everyone. Okay, so hoping to see you soon in the next session. Till then, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and be happy, be relaxed, be calm, and yes, take those deep breaths. All right, dear students, thank you. Have a wonderful evening ahead.